What's going on, everybody? Make sure you don't miss 10 questions this week as I have artist Austin LeMay on. We had a phenomenal interview and we might even have went a little Spinal Tap and cranked it up to 11. Yeah, that's right. There is an 11th question. Also, make sure you check down the description below. You can find out how to purchase the SmallTown Collectibles comic book mystery box and how to get a discount code Street Level Hero LA using the code STC10. You'll get 10% off your order and raise some money for a great cause. Today, we're going to talk about New Comic Book Day on a budget. What book should you invest in this New Comic Book Day, October 27th, 2021? Find out next. I'm Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. So before we get into talking about the books you should invest in this New Comic Book Day, I want to ask you, if you haven't already, hit that subscription button, turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put out new content, smash that like button if you like the video, that really helps the YouTube algorithm, and leave a comment below and let me know what you think about my picks of books to invest in this New Comic Book Day. And do you have any other choices? Maybe some books you're looking at that you're investing in this week. Alright, so as we start this video out each week, these are the books, and there's generally 5 with an honorable mention, that I think have some spec value or some potential for future growth down the road. A lot of us have to live on a budget in our day-to-day lives, and our comic collecting is no different. So we focus here, if we had $25 to spend, what book should we be investing in that we hope long-term would have good growth, that we can either sell to purchase grails that we might want to purchase down the road, like personal grails for ourselves, or just to add overall value to our collection. So the first book on our list this week is an indie title, and that is Cross to Bear #1 with a retail price of $4.99. Cross to Bear is a tale about Jack the Ripper. The synopsis reads, the Order, an organization made up of descendants of the Crusaders sworn to eradicate the unnatural, hunt down the famed serial killer Jack the Ripper. Now, why do we choose this book? Of all the books that came out this week, specifically in the indie genre, this book stood out to me because there are a ton of movies or TV shows out there about Jack the Ripper. And what makes these books pop long term? A first appearance or a TV show gets made about the book in particular. Cross to Bear #1, it being a Jack the Ripper tale, could have down the road. I think you're going to get a good read. So you get the read, and then long term, you never know. They may use this title to create a new TV show or movie. So that's why I put it on the list here at number 5. Cross to Bear #1 with a $4.99 retail price. You take that away, you've got $21.01 left to spend. The next book on our list, and really these books could make the list every week, so we're going to call this book number 4. That would be Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters IG-88 #1. This also has a retail price of $4.99, and this is a one-shot from the War of the Bounty Hunters series, featuring Assassin Droid Bounty Hunter IG-88. But you do get a first appearance in this book of RB-919. Now, with the Disney Plus channel doing all these Star Wars shows, I think it's a wise investment each week, whether you buy 1 copy or you buy 3, to purchase these first appearances in the Star Wars books. Specifically, if there's a first appearance of a Jedi Knight. I'm not as crazy about the robot per se, but I still think it's worth picking up at that $4.99 cover price. And like I said, all these books are going to be long-term holds, and long-term, you never know. This robot shows up in a TV show, it shows up in a movie or an animated series. Now you've got a book with some value. We spend our $4.99 cover price. We got $15.02 left to spend. What's going to be our next book? And we're going to call this book number 3 on the list, and that is DC vs. Vampires #1. This is a James Tynion book, also being written by Matthew Rosenberg, and it has a $3.99 cover price. The Justice League has long protected the Earth from all manner of foreign and alien invaders over the years, always keeping a vigilant eye to the stars and the skies for the next threat. But what if the threat was already walking around the earth, hiding in plain sight, watching and waiting for their moment to strike? Now, this is a 12-issue limited series, and of course, this is outside of DC continuity. And when I was looking at all the other books, trying to make this list, and I've stated this before, where I generally end up with about 10 books that I think probably could have some value, and then I narrow the list down to fit our budget. D vs. Vampires #1, I think could be a popular title, could be well received by the comic book community. And I could see this being a cartoon or like an animated movie or an animated series. Something that you can see pop up on HBO Max. Zombies are very popular. You've got The Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead. You've got all these zombie shows, and you've got all these horror comic books coming out right now. So this is a book that could, long term, you never know, have some value. Especially, as I said, if they make a show or something out of this book. We spend that $3.99 on $11.03 left to spend. What's going to be our next book? That is going to be House of Slaughter #1 with a $4.99 cover price. In this book, you get the first appearance of Jace Boucher. And, of course, this is a spin-off series from the very, very popular Something is Killing the Children. So why this book? My guess is this book is going to be highly printed, but I don't care. Any book that is affiliated with Something is Killing the Children, that is one of the hottest series I've seen. The #1 has shot up in price. James Tynion could really do no wrong with this book, and so you get this spin-off series, and I feel like we will at some point find out that it is announced that there will be a Something is Killing the Children series. So any first appearances, anybody that could potentially show up in a series, I think is a good investment. House of Slaughter #1, $4.99 cover price. We spend that money. How much do we have left? $6.04. So we got enough money to probably buy one more book. And my top book this week is Black Widow #12 with a cover price of $3.99. Now, I really dig Living Blade, described as a haunting figure from Natasha's past. Going through this video is what stories that end up in movies or TV shows or whatever. And again, you've got Disney Plus involved with the MCU, and you've got a popular character in Black Widow. So I feel like you could see this character show up at some point. This is a pretty formidable character for Natasha. It's the only man that apparently she's afraid of. So yeah, I could definitely see that showing up somewhere down the road as the antagonist in one of those movies. So I think that's a definite pickup. And this entire Black Widow series, if you haven't been reading, it's been really good. There's been a lot of good first appearances. And I sincerely think that you could see a show based off this entire run of Black Widow. So yeah, that's my #1 book this week. And if I only had $4 to spend, this would be the book that I would buy. As I do each week, I like to take into account that most comic shops do give discounts on New Comic Book Day if you're a customer of their shop. Now for this video, I'd use Midtown Comics pricing because it's just easy to get. And they give 10% off all their books, okay? So at regular price, we've spent all our money. We've spent $22.95. If we take 10% off of that, we've only spent $20.65. So we've got room to purchase one more book. And I would pick up Spider-Woman #16, cover price $3.99. And this is the first full appearance of a superhero identity for Rebecca Marchand. So again, it comes back to the MCU, it comes back to Disney Plus, and it comes back to the Spider-Verse. The Spider-Verse, we know, is incredibly popular, right? And you could see anybody show up in one of these animated movies, again, TV show, the MCU, anything that Spider-Woman's involved in. And you're eventually going to see Spider-Woman as they expand the Spider-Man universe. You're going to get Miles, you're going to get Spider-Woman, and you could get this new hero. And this being Rebecca Marchand's first appearance in costume or in the superhero identity. So yeah, if I had an honorable mention book, it would be Spider-Woman number 16. I think that's definitely one to be on the lookout. And it's also got a really, really cool cover. So yeah. All right, we spend that money. That wraps us up. We don't have any more money to spend. We get 6 books, top 5 books, and 1 honorable mention for our $25. And I think we've got some pretty good picks of books to hang on to long term to see if anything pans out with them, and hopefully gain some serious value over time. All right, guys, that's it. That's my video. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought about the list, any books that you're looking at that you would replace on this list. Of course, a lot of this is preference, and I try to take my preference out of it and pick books that I truly think could long-term have value, and all these books I'm investing in myself. Okay, so hopefully this helps you out in some way, make some decisions if you are on that budget of books to buy this week on New Comic Book Day. Guys, thank you so much for coming over, hanging out on the channel for just a little bit. I sincerely appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, comment, all those things. Hope you guys have a great New Comic Book Day. And as always in these, until next time.